Right, it's time to compare the iPhone 6 to its little bro, the iPhone 5S. Immediately we can see that the iPhone 6 is substantially bigger, particularly with its bigger screen. It's 4.7 inches now versus the 4-inch screen of the 5S. Yet, despite that, when we put the phone side on like this, we can see that the iPhone 6 is quite a bit thinner. It's only 6.9 millimeters thick. So we're looking at a device that's very, very smooth, very, very comfortable to hold and very, very lightweight. When we look at the bottom of the phone, check out the headphone jack and the lightning port. That is a very, very nimble, thin device. And when we look at the top of the device, it's worth noting that the power button that was on the top of the 5S is no longer on the top of the 6. That's been moved around to the top right hand edge on the right hand side. So when we look at the two devices side by side, the iPhone 5S, in my opinion, is perhaps actually a nicer looking unit. And if we look at the iPhone 6, we can see that the protruding camera lens is a little bit awkward. If you pop that down on the table or any flat surface, you're going to see a little bit of a wobble. So really a case is advisable, but then again, I suppose if you're going to carry around an expensive gadget like that, a case is a good idea regardless. Again, side by side, we can see the obvious difference in handset size and indeed screen size. Let's fire these phones up. So again, bigger screen, you're able to fit more apps on there. You've got plenty more room to play with. And now I'm going to do a little side-by-side test of switching the phones off. Unfortunately though, there's a flaw in this test. We've got two tests happening simultaneously there, picture in picture. You can't actually see, because the phone's screen dims so quickly immediately, you can't see when they cut out. They both cut out at the same time, you just have to take my word for that. And now if we flip the test round and we start them both up again, two tests, picture in picture, we can see that, surprisingly, the iPhone 5S will actually start up quicker than the iPhone 6. And that happened in both tests. That was a surprise. I don't really think anyone's going to lose any sleep over this. I don't think anyone's going to be sat there sobbing next to a stopwatch, but it's interesting to know nonetheless. Contrary to this test though, I have found that the performance of the iPhone 6 is noticeably slicker and more responsive and therefore more fun and more kind of productive to use than the iPhone 5S. 5S was great, don't get me wrong, but the 6 just feels like a fairly solid upgrade again. Now, in terms of upgrade, check out that screen size. When we load up apps like this, we can see that there's a great deal more room available. So not only can we fit on more information to the screen, but we can actually present it in a more appealing way. You just have that bigger screen space to play with. Developers can make apps that are that much more interesting. You can watch videos on a screen that is that much bigger. If you're looking at your calendar, you can see extra appointments. There's just more versatility available with that bigger screen. And because the handset is quite skinny, I say quite skinny because it's very skinny, it doesn't really take up a lot of space in your pocket still. We're going to have a quick look at the email app again here, but the same goes for any app. You're going to be looking at a phone that is substantially better equipped and more agile in terms of its processing power than its predecessor, but also very, very slick to use in terms of its ergonomics and very, very good looking too. So overall, a solid upgrade. If you like this video, do subscribe to my channel. Check out my channel for a crazy 240 frame a second demo with the iPhone 6 as well as plenty more.